Hi mathematicians, in today's lessons we're going to solve inequalities with addition and subtraction. Here's the thing with inequalities. Inequalities have an infinite number of solutions. Infinite solutions. Equations, as we know them right now, just have one solution. When we solve an equation, we get x equals a number. So with inequalities, this is why we graph them to show the infinite solutions. So here's an example. Let's say you are driving 45.5 miles per hour on the highway. Write an inequality to show how much faster you can drive without going over the speed limit. Nobody ever wants to go over the speed limit. So what we're going to do is we are going to start by letting x equal your miles per hour that you can increase to. So right now we are at 45.5 miles per hour. Plus we can add something so that we don't go over 65. So not going over 65 means that we can go less than 65 or equal to 65 miles per hour. There's lots of different answers to how much faster we can go, and this is why it's an inequality. So when we go to solve the inequality, the good news is that it's just like solving equations. So again, I'm going to draw this line just to show where that inequality symbol is. Right now I have x plus 45 to 45.5, excuse me. To undo that 45.5, I am going to subtract 45.5 from the left-hand side of the inequality, which means I have to do the same to the other side. Now we're left with x, and again, this is less than or equal to 65 minus 45.5 is going to be 19.5. So that means that we can increase our speed up to 19.5 miles per hour. And when we have an inequality, we graph just to show all of our answers here. So I'm just going to draw a couple numbers on either side of 19.5. 19.5 is going to be right here. And this can be a closed circle because of this less than or equal to right here. And I am going to shade on the less than side of where I put that point. And that's going to be my answer. When we are graphing inequalities and solving inequalities, we always have to check. The good news is I can check any number that's on this shaded side of the equal sign right here. And I like to pick numbers that make it super easy to calculate. So I am going to just pick, I'm going to say way down here, I'm going to pick 10. 10 is less than 19.5. So I'm going to take my original inequality, 45.5 plus 10, and the question is that less than or equal to 65? Well, yes, indeed, it is less than or equal to 65. So we have a check right here. Let's try a couple examples. We have x minus 6 is greater than or equal to 10. I am going to add 6 to both sides of my inequality. When I do that, I get x is greater than or equal to 16. From here, I'm going to graph my inequality. I'm going to start with 16 in the middle, put a couple numbers on either side, and since this is greater than or equal to, this is going to be a closed circle, at 16, and I'm going to shade on the side that is greater than 16. When I go to do my check, I can pick any number here on the shaded side. So let's try 17 minus 6. Is this greater than or equal to 10? I get 11, which is a true statement, so I know I've shaded and solved this correctly. Okay, next one. Y plus 8 is less than 3. I am going to subtract 8 on the left and subtract 8 on the right. That's going to give me y is less than negative 5. So now I go to graph negative 5. Just be careful when you're graphing negatives, when you're creating a number line with negatives. Since this is less than, this is going to be an open circle. I can't shade that in, and I'm going to shade on the less than side of this number line. And last but not least, I'm going to check. So I can check using any number. Let's take negative 6 plus 8. The question is this less than 3? So I get 2 on the left. That means my statement is correct. 2 is less than 3, so I know I have this checked.